All right, we'll get started. So Boz and I worked on something, and we're gonna do it right now.
Okay,
We,
I am warming up.
you're warming up. You stretching?
Yeah, I'm warming up my vocalizer.
Okay, cool. Hey, get the fryolator started while you're at it. Um, we we're gonna do this like it's a movie, like we always do, and the scene dissolves into a setting that's very Asgardian, right? Like before Ragnarok. It's really pretty and golden and majestic. And as we zoom in,
Anthony Hopkins is there.
yes, but also Sam Neill dressed as Anthony Hopkins. Um, we keep zooming in, and we come to a 10-year-old Azamar playing in a beautiful landscape with friends gathered. As these children play games, there's laughter, and we notice this particular Azamar is winning everything. Be they competitions of physical prowess, mental acuity, or just pure luck. This one continues to win a large majority of these contests. We see him grow, and the excellence continues. Did you say something? I'm
No,
echoing.
there's
No,
some
you're
feedback.
you're getting feedback.
Hang on. Hang on.
I changed I changed to better speakers and they were too loud.
Gotcha.
My Logitech wasn't even compensate, but
I think
you
you're
should be
alright.
good now.
All right, cool. So like he's winning everything, right? Whether they're mental games, physical games, what have you. He continues to do well, and his confidence continues to grow. And with this growing self-surety comes a feeling, a sense of superiority. You might call it cocky, but like if you always back it up, are you really cocky? And we move forward and we see the same Azamar in his mid-teens. He's got long, luxurious blonde hair, and their locks are flowing in a gentle breeze, and he's gazing into a font of water. Then we see a look of frustration on his face. He slams his fist on the edge of the font as he yells.
Pathetic. This incompetence cannot go on.
We see him travel down a path, and the path eventually expands into a clearing bordered by divine plants, twinkling with gold and white lights due to their celestial and divine nature. In the center of this clearing is a throne comprised of white light, and it's so bright that it would blind any normal mortal. However, this flaxen-haired man, he's no mortal. He's Malagant the Majestic. Malagant approaches the throne, upon which is seated an older yet equally impressive figure. It is Helm, the god of protection. His devotees follow a strict policy of protecting those who cannot protect themselves, but no protection will be provided against mistakes. Life lessons must be learned the hard way.
Sire, the mortals know not what they do, and continue to fail at every pass. Let us descend upon them and help them steer into this good.
Now, young one, not all things come as easily to everyone as they have for you. Yes, you've worked hard to achieve success in many aspects of your life, but not everyone has those opportunities nor the good fortune bestowed upon you. These mortals may trip, they may fall. However, I remind you of the time Tailson bested you in the scrap you had as younglings. What did you learn?
Underestimate no one.
Correct. Now, pick any one of your numerous victories in the same activity. What did you learn in those matchups? We see his eyes dart back and forth, searching his brain for a lesson, and he comes up empty.
I understand, but I was bested by a friend, an ally. Iron sharpening iron to make one another better. These stupid mortals killed each other over and over, millennia after millennia, learning no lesson of how valuable cooperation is over competition. Let us go and right their wrongs. Set them on the path of righteousness and success.
This is not our place. Mistakes are made to be learned from. I will not tolerate this insolence any further.
Fine. If you won't help me, I will descend upon these morons and show them the way.
Choose wisely, my pompous pupil. Descending on one's own volition without council approval is strictly forbidden.
Ancient rules for ancient times. When I bring direction to these idiots, I will transcend into godhood and will answer to no council.
Seemingly before
I'm sure this is
Maligan...
gonna work out fine for him.
What's that?
I said I'm sure this is gonna work out fine for him.
Totally. Seemingly before Maligan can finish that sentence, his vision goes black, and then his consciousness is stripped. Many years pass. How many? Tough to say. Until one day, an elven blacksmith named Tolith is traveling to his local fish market to purchase a nice dinner. He passes the moored fishing vessels, and he notices something on the pier. A figure, slumped in a heap on the wet floorboards of the landing. He takes the figure in, and when the figure rouses in the parlor of the blacksmith's home, a conversation begins. The figure, which we now see to be Maligan, is starved for memories. His brain is an empty blank slate, a man with no name. The blacksmith goes on to tell the nameless man that he used to have a son. The son passed away due to an illness, and the years have been lonely. The blacksmith is happy for the company. He suggests a name for the nameless figure. Brad to honor his fallen son, and Doc because of where he found him, combined into one powerful moniker. A smile creeps over Tola's face as he utters, Braddock. No sooner than the name leaves his lips, we see Braddock sit up out of a dead sleep. Sweat pours from his brow as flood of memories that he thought was just a dream overtake any other thought he may have. After this dream, or maybe a nightmare is a more befitting title, there's no way Braddock will find slumber. He gets up out of bed, silently walks to the door, and ventures out to take a stroll by the sea. He knows this day will be a particularly rough day. How could it not? Nothing will ever be the same. We see him walking by the docks where he was found. He walks out to the edge and looks down into a dark, deep body of water. He sees a broken and rusted anchor seemingly abandoned on the dock with several feet of rope attached to it. Knowing the place he once held, and knowing the seemingly impossible task of returning to the position he once was in, he makes the decision to ride the anchor to the tomb on Umberlee, the goddess of the sea's floor. As he plunges swiftly, Braddock hears a voice that is oh so vaguely familiar.
There is no honor in this path. Who are you? Who are you? All will be explained, but for now I am the strength that you currently lack. Now unbind yourself, and I will lead you back to the former glory, your former glorious self.
Braddock struggles to detach the rope frantically. However, his panic only seems to tighten the knots. He descends and descends until once again darkness returns and consciousness leaves him. We see a first-person view of two eyes slowly opening to see a figure standing over. The figure says, "Good morning. What are you doing here?" Choking on seawater, Braddock is unable to respond. The figure standing over Braddock sizes him up and says, "Yes, I think he will do just fine." Blackout. So, last week, you guys returned to town. And you saw a brand new watchtower, and you heard, "It's them, and they're not alone," or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I imagine you guys keep heading towards town, because I think I left you a couple 100 yards away or so. So
Yeah, I would imagine.
Who are our companions' names again?
fuck.
We got the bartender May.
Yep.
We got the old man was the husband
Right.
of the baker.
I fucking forget his name though.
Regan, because
Regan.
that's also my landlord's name.
There you go.
That's the mat maker.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think,
okay.
right?
Yeah, and
Regan
the
was the
Regan
mat
sounds
maker.
familiar. I don't remember the.
and the old man's
And
name
the
was
old guy was it something like Gerb or Bert?
It was Gerbert. Yeah,
Gerbert.
yeah, like the baby food
There
with
we
the
go.
T. Yeah,
I just had them
good job.
separate.
Somebody write them fuckers down. Maybe I will. Anyway, so you head towards
How
town.
about you, DM?
Hey, fuck off.
Remember
Hey,
your fucking
hey, you know what,
NPCs?
Dick? When I'm a player, I take notes.
You do.
Anyway,
But I remembered the fucking name, and you didn't.
Yeah,
So
he's
fuck off.
I also
like
made
a
them up in
genius savant.
half a
I mean,
second.
He's like an idiot and everything else.
Gerbert
you.
and Regan.
Because I'm also a savant in football and wrestling. Okay, I got 3 savant subjects.
You know what?
Savant is strong. You're just good at remembering shit.
I'm not gonna argue that.
You're a vault of information. I'll give you that. So
I got proficiency or expertise in history checks on those subjects.
Yeah, right, and disadvantage on all of the rest of them. So you
Fuck
see,
you.
you guys keep making your way, and I think I said a bell went, like a bell started ringing, right? Like an alarm bell. But you see like crowds start to gather at around the foot of the watchtower, and like it's the town. It's familiar faces that you know and maybe love, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on the person, I suppose. But you see this crowd gathering, you get closer and closer, and you're probably like 20 feet away, maybe like 50 feet away. And as you keep heading towards, you see the captain push her way towards the front of the crowd. And yeah, everybody's there. And you're greeted. Fuck me. Hang on. I have a decision to make. Okay.
He shat himself.
No, I had to make a decision on
It's like,
which one
do
of
I
these.
go to the bathroom or not?
Which one of these female voices I'm gonna have to change, because the captain
yeah.
and May sound the fucking same. So yeah. So you're about to find out which one's changing
Which
and
one
which
of
one's
them's
staying
turning
the same.
British?
Right. Right.
Or Russian. It's gonna be like drastic.
The captain is she pushes her way to the front and she goes, "Welcome back." And May goes, "What you talking about, man?" No, she doesn't do that. We're not
You should
going
do your
to
Rosie
make
Perez.
right. Well, you stupid. I thought good and everything. I'll figure one out. The captain pushes her way to the front and she's like, "Well, look at these two. Look at these three fucking scallywags. How's it been, boys?"
Crazy, to say the least.
Cool. Well, good to see you're all in one piece.
Yeah. Bad guys were beaten, innocent people slain, and doors were slaughtered.
She says, all right. Well, you know, everybody's happy to see you, as you can tell. You guys want to, I don't know, what time did we say it was? Like, middle of the day?
Because we had just woken up, and we weren't that far away from camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably like noonish.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well. So we'll go with a noonish. She says, well, you guys want to go? You guys want to go set your stuff down? We got a surprise for you. And
Yes, sure.
she says, hang on, don't. I imagine you guys start heading for the inn, because I think that's where you guys have been crashing most nights. And she says, well, we kind of did something for you. We didn't really ask if it was something you wanted, but we got you guys you guys your own little residence. And she kind of points over at a house and says, it hadn't been taken up with occupancy yet, and we figured we'd spruce it up and have it ready for you as a welcome home. And no surprise to John, here, let me switch this.
A16.
That's right. You guys are going to be in this house here, the most sizable one, right by A16 there. She says, that's your guys' if you want it. I know you guys are all particularly fond of Babs, and she likes having you, but you know, it's temper. It felt. I don't know how like home it felt. This you can make your own if you decide. And
Your Majesty, do you want to shack up with us peasants?
Speak for yourself, buddy.
It'll be good for you.
So the captain says, hang on. She kind of like looks past you guys and she's like, who are your friends?
Oh yes, these are Um, Austin, do you want me to throw it into a bunch or no?
No, you can do it.
Okay. Because he would probably leave that to Your Majesty. Yes, you wanted
Well,
to
I
bring
mean, yeah, you
people
too would tell
for
her that,
reasons.
establishing trade and commerce. These are some people who wanted to come over and see us and establish trade relations, essentially, and just diplomatic relations. We can ask them for help. They can ask us for help. We can just know more people around us.
I'm gonna assume you told her their names as well, and she goes up to Gerbert and she says, "Well, howdy there, sir. You you look pretty spry for your age there." He goes, "Yeah, long story short, just looking for one last adventure, and here I am." And she goes, "Well, welcome." She says, "What's ours is yours," and she says, "If you're with these guys, then you're with us." And she moves on to Regan, and she says, "Oh, what?" She says, "What's your deal?" He's like, "I love maps," and she's like, she looks at you guys like, "Seriously, this is who you brought?" She goes, "Maps, huh?" And he's like, yeah, they're
He knows so much about maps. I really think he could be an asset to have around.
She goes, all right, cool. Well, we don't have much in the ways of maps of this place, so yeah, maybe you'll be an asset. She just believes
you.
you.
Got half
Ace.
of that right.
Which part?
Well, not the set.
She kind of gives you the whole Sting nose flick, like I'm picking up what you're putting down kind of thing. And she goes, "Damn." She goes, "You're a pretty one." And May's like, "Oh, well, thank you." She's like, "You in charge of these parts?" And Captain Tucker's like, "Hey, put that guiding bolt away." And she's like, "Yeah, I guess I'm in charge. Feel like these three have been doing most of the heavy lifting, but I've been trying to keep this place afloat."
We could not have done it without someone as impeccable at their job and as beautiful as you.
She looks at May and she goes, "I'm gonna guess you're familiar with this one." And she goes, "Oh yeah, he's a peach." And these two like Captain Tucker like chuckles, and these two like you see they take to each other like ducks to fucking water. And she's like, "Cool, so you know his whole deal. I don't really have to explain him." And she's like, no, he's great. He's like, she's like, I've seen a lot worse. And she kind of like does a sly head nod towards Regan. She goes, "Message received." And she goes, "Well, I didn't know you guys were bringing company. We I don't know, it might be a little tight over at your new place with three, but since if you guys stay there, they can take your spot at the inn. I think it'll be all right." And she's like, "But so why don't you guys go settle in? If you want to go get yourselves cleaned up, and I'll meet you back at my office. We can kind of debrief. Does that sound all right?"
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So you guys head back to your new residency, and I'm gonna take you back to this map that we've been on before. It's your house. It looks like the one. Fuck me. It's bottom left. It looks like that one. The bottom left one that's got wolves and shit on it.
That's right. I remember this one.
Yeah, if you look on Roll20, it's the one in the. That's what it looks like. It's got a couple of bedrooms, and It's even got a spare bedroom. It's got a big seating area. I don't know what the fuck that room way out to the right is. It looks like it has a fucking well in it, though. So let's say you have a well.
Probably a bathroom.
I don't know,
And
maybe.
that's a toilet.
It's a toilet? Okay. Yeah.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong house. I might be looking at
I like the idea of
no.
an indoor toilet, so let's go with
I
that.
think I am.
Oh, no, John, I know what you're saying. I'm talking about the one that looks like it has, like, fucking logs over top of it. Like, right there.
Hold on. Let me see. I might not be looking at the right map. I'm not looking at the right map. bro.
Gotcha.
I'm at the center.
Attaboy.
Center one.
No,
Okay.
yeah, go to the bottom left one.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. Whatever. It's I would say it's a little bit better than modest. Not quite as good as the one you guys found some stuff in, the real big fucking fancy. I don't even know if you guys remember that one. I think it was the one John was looking at, actually, with all the red carpets in it. Not quite as nice as that one, but it's a...
Yeah.
Like, if that one's a 10, I'd say yours is like a 7. It's real comfortable.
nice.
They did a nice
You got
job
like a
of...
sunroom in the back.
Right,
with-
yeah,
yeah,
maybe that's what
well-
it... Like a patio.
Yeah, that's a patio sunroom.
Yeah.
Because that's like a bamboo roof.
Yeah, what do they
That
call
would be
those? What do they
thatched.
call those? It's not a pergola. Is it a pergola?
Bungalow?
What
No.
the fuck is a
maybe it's-
pergola?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pergola. It's like one of those, you know what a pergola is. You just don't know it's called that. Here, look at this. It's got one of these. It's a pergola. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
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 That's
I
what
mean,
it's looking like.
That's
yeah.
what it is. So you guys got like a nice little patio and like maybe there's I don't know, there looks like there might be a well out back or something and whatever you guys want. Maybe this building that's got the chickens by it is like a shitter.
It's probably like a shower house.
or it's a chicken
It's got a
coop
well pump next
something.
to it.
I don't know. It doesn't matter at the end of it because
We make it what we want.
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
It's an
with it.
IMAX movie theater, motherfucker.
It's a very small strip club.
For halflings only.
Right.
Mays are
Boz
we have
was,
May,
Boz
May
was
and
the
Regan.
fucking talent scout, apparently.
May and Regan are our two strippers.
Great. So we've got a little something for everybody. Gerber gets real drunk one night and gives the poll a go. So
He usually comes out and just wrapped in a map.
right.
Yeah, his stage name is Gobert.
Goober. So anyway, you guys get cleaned up, set your stuff down. Is there anything you want to do at this place? I always like to give you the chance to do stuff.
Ace runs to the nicest looking room to him, which is whatever one you say it is, and he tries to take it.
Roll. Actually, this will be fun. Well, actually, I don't care.
Well, no, I can also roll.
I was gonna say roll a d4 and you pick the nicest one you think it is, but they're gonna go like kind of.
Well, I can go perception, and if I think
There you
if
go.
I
Yeah,
roll
do
bad,
that.
I pick a bad
Roll
one.
perception.
Yeah,
There's 4 rooms. and there's-
12.
Okay, so that would be you get the second best one.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
You
got the
get the
best
second
room.
best one, which looks to be like this one.
Okay.
Because it's got a big bed. The other ones have like twin beds in them.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you guys set your stuff down. I did want this didn't occur to John when we were talking about things. I'm just gonna say at some point you guys check the box that the hand or the heart was in. And you guys did in fact successfully destroyed it. Whether or not that occurred to anyone, because like I think I led their little diatribe with there's no reason to try anything. We're not here. You're not here. You know, this was kind of a magical Skype call. But
So he theoretically could have pulled a fast one if he wanted.
yes, I was like, if I wanted to be real shitty, I could have just been like, you didn't do it. But then I would be like, you guys probably would have just blown it up anyway after you find out that you didn't do it. So anyway, that all did happen. Your actions did happen, right? Yeah, you guys set your stuff down and you head back towards back towards the captain's quarters, and she. Everybody, make me a perception check on the way there. Let's say you're about 20, 30 yards away.
Ooh, 19.
All
Nice,
right.
Nitsua too.
Nitsua and Ace, you both see, like when you're about 30 yards away, you see the captain is like peeking out her window, and then when she sees you guys, like maybe you like turn the corner around something, when she sees you guys, she like locks eyes, like she catches eyes with Ace, and then she like ducks back in behind the curtains, and then she opens the door. And she kind of goes, "Oh, hey, fancy meeting you guys here. Didn't know when to expect you. Come on in." Basically, she was waiting for you guys.
Yes, of course. We have a lot to talk about.
And it's up to you guys if you guys want to roleplay all this out, or do you just want to tell her everything and we can keep moving? I don't care. But I'll let you.
No, have Ace play it out like 3PO did in Jedi.
in Ewok.
That's essentially what I do in our in my performances at the end. Kentucky.
You see a strange amount of helmets in her house. No, you so right. Yeah. Nitsua uses his force powers to make you levitate to appear like a god.
That sounded like a cat, but that's my TIE fighter.
Well,
guys.
to be fair, TIE fighter noise is part lion.
The police in Paris.
Dude, I feel like if you
Police in Paris.
European police siren.
Yes.
I feel like the noise John made would have been in like a Family Guy reboot, like one of the Family Guy Star Wars ones, where it's like two badass TIE fighters come through, and then this like little one comes by. It's like, wow.
What with fucking Frodo and Sam in it?
Well, they did that bit, but
it's a Family Guy.
They did that bit, but instead they made it like a tricked out like gangster TIE fighter with heavy bass and rap songs coming out of it. So anyway, she goes, what's up? And if you guys want to, like
you guys
I said,
cool with hand waving it?
It don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
We can hand wave that.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to.
Sure, Austin, I can do that. Let's just
Austin sending text messages behind our back.
There you go. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's like, wow. And you see her. I assume you tell her about, like you said, you tell her everything. So she like grabs a book and she like flips. She's like, yep, there he is. And she's like, she flips around this book and like points to it. She's like, and it's Kronog's name. And you kind of see like a little bit after it, muscle / labor / special assignments. Like, you see that. And
he
like,
definitely had special assignments.
So yeah, that is quite the tale. So she's like, well, in the interest of transparency, she's like, do you think we should like fill the town in on what's going on, or maybe I don't know how much you want to tell them.
I don't think that'd be very beneficial. You need to keep their minds. I mean, if people ask, which I don't think they will, because these people might also talk to the people from the town who might also tell. Right? You know, this isn't something that we necessarily want to put a lid on, but it's not something we're trying to advertise either.
Right.
Let's just see
in a kind of keeping a handle on possible panic kind of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, like, if it happened once, what's to keep it from happening again? Probably, right? These people probably don't want to be disappeared, right? She goes, yeah. All right. Well, how much do the newbies know?
Not much from what we can tell.
They pretty much know about the murders.
Okay. They know Kronog was one of ours.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was executed for the crown. By the crown.
No, I mean, I did. Yeah, I'm like I said. If I didn't make it clear, anything you guys do, you have my blessing, whether or not you cared or not. But she's like,
well, of course we care. That was simply stating that's what we've told them.
Sure. She's like, I trust your judgment, and I can't imagine you're ever gonna give me a reason not to. If you do, we'll have a talk and we'll move forward from there. But like I said, I think we're gonna be just fine. And she goes, all right. Well, I guess, maybe take the time. It's yours to do what you want with it. But you live here. Do it. Get the fuck out of my office. No, she's like, she says that, but she laughs. She's like, I'm just kidding. She says, I know Babs, she was working on something. I don't know if she's finished it yet, but she was like, oh man, when they come back, I got a surprise. She's like, I do a shitty Babs, but she had a surprise for you. I don't know what it is. Best of luck. I do not want to share it. Like, don't offer
don't
me
know
any.
if I'm excited or terrified, but
I don't blame you, dude. Like, we all are very familiar with her specialty, and I guess we're nice enough about it. But like, fuck, man,
it's something else,
dude. I swear to God, dude, the couple of chickens we got when we've had to slaughter those, we just burn the feathers immediately. She's like, we haven't even been giving her a chance.
I unfortunately, I think I may have messed up.
What do you mean?
I collected a whole bunch of owlbear feathers for her just because I know how much she loves them.
Wait, are they owlbear feathers or were they from the rock body?
Oh, was it not an owlbear?
You mean when you thought you saw Babs?
Yeah.
No, it was a rock skeleton.
She was collecting feathers, though. Or she was saying
John,
that.
R.O.C.
Got you.
The gargantuan bird in D&D.
Oh! Yeah.
R.O.C.
Yeah. That's right. Not an owlbear. I forgot.
Yes. You guys did fight owlbears, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, the rock feathers. Unfortunately, I brought her some rather large feathers because I kind of know how much she loves them. And
she goes...
We don't have to eat it.
She goes...
But she loves it.
I swear to fucking God, if I gotta choke down more milk jerky because of these fucking feathers you brought back...
Does she try to serve just milk jerky?
No, but like when she gets feathers, she makes the shit and then she like shoves it in front of everybody like we love it, and we're all too goddamn nice to tell her that it's not great.
I will talk to Babs when I give her these.
It's like, okay, but like fucking don't crush her.
No, I will let her down very easy. As I know you trust me to do that.
She looks at Braddock and she goes, fucking make sure he gets it done like the right way. She obviously does not trust you to do it the right way.
It looks like I'm off to see Babs, but Captain, would you be up for accompanying me to a private dinner on the beach?
As long as it ain't fucking milk jerky, I'll eat whatever.
No chance in hell it's milk jerky.
All right. She says, if you bring milk jerky, you're eating it all. And like none of this like, haha, like I threw it over my shoulder when I was pretending to eat. I'm going to make sure you choke that shit down.
Why would anyone do that? That is horrible. I don't like it either. Well,
like I said, you bring it with you. It's happening.
Fair enough.
She's like, I got fucking crown powers. Ain't that right, Nitsua? She's like, that's her way of...
gives a little tip of the hat.
Yeah, that's her way of saying authority. She says crown powers because I forgot about the word authority existing for a second.
It's okay.
She said,
it makes it seem like Ace is rubbing off on
okay, Adam, you're in the tree with the nesting. I'm
Yeah, I thought this was the trust tree. Fucking. She looks at. She's getting
I'm
frustrated.
here.
She looks at. Her,
I'll
she goes,
catch you.
What color are your fucking underwear? she doesn't say that. She goes.
Purple?
She goes. Yeah. What? Like. What are we thinking? Like 6, 7? What?
Yes, 7.
Cool. Yeah. I see down by. We going down by the dock. Meet down there.
Yes, that'll be perfect.
All right. It's probably only like 1. So
He's
you got,
gonna head to Babs.
Yeah. So
immediately because he's got shit to get ready.
Braddock and
He's
Natsuo,
looking
what
for
do you
Randy
guys
and
wanna
Jerry
do?
Moonbeam along the way.
He's looking for who?
Randy and Jerry Moonbeam.
Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna talk to these two for a second, but you find
No, perfect.
You find we can cut back to you. You find Randy on the way there. You find Jerry Moonbeam at the bar. You get the sense that Jerry Moonbeam is much like Celine Dion and like lives in the Vegas hotel. He lives where the show happens, right? So yeah. So Braddock and Natsuo, what do you guys want to do?
Natsuo's gonna walk around town, being visible, talking to people, and going up to groups of people and just saying hello.
Did you
He's
say
just gonna be talking to the community, seeing how everyone's doing.
Did you say being visible or miserable?
Visibly miserable.
So he's just gonna walk around town and see how people are doing, talking to the community,
Yeah, I
and
thought
just generally like being available. You know what I mean?
right.
And checking up on his community.
So
how they're doing.
you see a woman in her like late 30s, early 40s, and she's like carrying a basket of something, and she sees you, and like you both see like the 3 Woodbreeze people, and they're kind of they're at like a picnic table outside the bar, and they're having a snack and some drinks, and she goes, this lady goes, Your Majesty, if I may, not to be I don't mean this to sound rude or judgmental, just this is a weird situation where she's like, the new 3. She's like, are they cool? Like, she's basically like, I assume since you brought them here, they can be trusted. Yes.
Yes, I trust them. It's a big world though, and we don't know everything. We don't know everyone, and sometimes trust has to be earned. And I think that goes both ways. And I want to trust these people more, and I hope they can learn to trust us as well, because we all might need each other's help at any moment. So that's what we're learning, is how much we can trust them, and remember, they're also learning how much they can trust us.
She says, she kind of like, she's still got like a big basket like under her arm, and she like uses her other hand, and she says, she kind of like, she does like a half-assed like curtsy because she doesn't want to drop her basket too, but she's like, all right. She says, that's all I needed to hear. She's like, I trust you, and if they're good by you, they're good by me. And you see her walk over to the picnic table, and you see them like, you see chit chat going back and forth. She like shakes all their hands, and she opens up her basket, and she takes out like a small loaf of bread and like a little jar that looks like it's jam or preserves, and she like sets it on the table, and she kind of like waves and leaves. And from your perspective, it looks like a very nice little nice but meager but nice welcome that she just gave them, and they're
very cool.
they're smiling, and like you see May like open the jar, and she like sniffs it, and she like her eyes light up, and like it looks like, it seems like she really enjoyed the smell, like it's gonna be delicious. And and they, after they see the the bread, they start like spreading jam on the bread, and they're getting into it, and they see you, and May's like pointing at you. She's like pointing, and then she points at the bread and the jam, and like she's like, "You want to come over? You want some of this shit?" And
Yeah, I come over. I come over and have some too.
she's like, this is pretty good. I didn't catch that woman's name, but she was delightfully nice. If everyone's like that, then we made a good choice. And you see Gerbert. He's like chewing on like a piece of bread with the jam on it, and you see him looking at it, and like, give me an insight check, Austin. This is a good time for a check. Give me an insight check with advantage for this one. Cool. 27 is more than enough. You see that he is deep in thought, and there is a hint of sorrow on his face. Like, you can tell he's a little sad. And he's
Is this the baker's husband?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I go talk to him. I bring a treat, or I bring some of the bread and jam, maybe.
Yeah, they're all sitting at the same table, and
okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like.
So I ask him what he thinks about our little town.
He's like.
And just try and engage him in conversation, and then stop talking to let him talk.
He's he hears you, and he's about to give you his thoughts on the town, and he's like, this is excuse me, yeah, it's pretty good. And he kind of he fakes like he's got something in his eye, and he like kind of turns away from you, but you know that this bread is probably like reminding him of his wife. And while he's obviously still sad, his wife hasn't been gone she's been gone, what, I don't know, like a week. And
a week, 2 weeks at the most.
It's the wound is still fresh, but you also get the sense that he's happy he came here. It's still
So
it's enough like home, but it's not home, right?
I'd ask him what he did for work, and ask him if he could help us with what he's good at, kind of thing. Get him working again.
He said I did deliveries. I did deliveries. Any heavy lifting, that got less and less as I got a little older. But I was I guess I was the strong back of the bakery. And when she'd get the loaves out, get the cakes done, I dropped them off. Like it was.
So it sounds like if you did the deliveries, you might be good at logistics. Making sure things get ordered on time and the right thing gets to where it's going.
He said he thinks about it, and it's like you see his face like kind of change. He's like, huh. He's like, I mean, I guess so. He's like, I never really thought about it that way. I just kind of had a task and I did it. And yeah. I'll tell you one thing.
Oh.
I hate backtracking. So if I gotta imagine that's something that's, yeah, I'm good at getting stuff to places on time.
I think I'll talk to the captain about you, and maybe you can help us get some plans together and help us get a logistics plan for regular deliveries to your town based off of what you guys need. Because if you're delivering, I'm sure you knew what was going around town, so maybe you can help us know when to deliver things, and I talk to him about stuff like that.
Yeah, he's taking in what you're saying, and he starts like looking around. He stands up out of his chair and he like looks around. He's kind of surveying some stuff, and like you see like he sees like a rickshaw and like a wagon, and he's like yeah. It's like I think we've got some things here we could put in play. He's like, yeah, I'll keep thinking on it. And if if somebody needs me, well, he goes, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, I mean, just look at the view. And he like looks over and he like, there's the fucking ocean, right? Like he's beachside now. He's kind of like a snowbird at this point, in sunny Florida. So he's like, yeah, I think I can probably get that done. I'll think on it some more and have maybe something presentable in a couple of days or something. As soon as I get to know people.
That sounds good.
He says, thanks. And he puts some more jam on a slice of bread and passes it to you. Braddock, what are you doing?
I honestly don't know, because I honestly don't know what he would be doing in this town right now after having dealt what he's just dealt with.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe he would just take a walk along the beach, but I don't know if
I mean,
anything productive.
Is that a great place for him? But yeah, it's up to you, buddy. I mean, it doesn't have to be any more complicated than he goes to the bar for a beer either. Like,
Yeah, that's the best I could think of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So you sidle up to the bar and she says, "Oh, big boy, welcome back." She goes, "Hang on," and she walks to the back and she's like, "I got this for you." She's like, "It's good stuff," and you give it a whiff and it smells familiar, like in a good way, not like milk jerky. It's like a real nice porter that she's been working on.
Ooh.
And she pours you a tall one. She's like, don't tell anybody, but as you know, your 3 drinks, they're always on me. And she says, here you go. She goes, you let me know if you need anything. And she kind of like fucks off over and starts cleaning more stuff, sweeping up.
Yeah, I need something. Another.
She goes, okay, yeah, I got this one, and then there you see her. She holds up another one. She puts it like down behind the bar. She's like, there's another in the hole. Just reach over if I'm not around.
Will do.
She said, all right. You need any snacks? She's like
No.
she picks up a paper.
I want a whole chicken.
She says, oh, okay. You see
I'm
her.
hungry.
You see her when she's like, you want any snacks? She starts to hold up this bag, like a paper bag.
Yeah.
And like she shakes it at you, and like just based on the sound, you know exactly what it is. And she's like, you say whole chicken, and she kind of like gets just like mild disappointment. She's like, oh, and she like sets the bag back down, and she's like, yeah, I think I find you chicken. And she goes and she goes to the back, and you hear and she's like, give me a second, gonna be a minute. She's like, gotta cook this thing. Do you like your chicken rare? Rare,
No.
right? No.
Cooked.
Okay. Cooked? Oh, okay. You hear her go, pussy. She's like, yeah.
No, chicken. You didn't hear me.
Oh, ha ha ha! I see. You developed Joe. Who told you that one? That sounds like a Jerry Moonbeam original. She's like, I got your chicken, and you hear like some pots and pans rattling, and you hear her fucking throw some wood into a stove, and before you know it, you start to smell the chicken cooking, and she, you know, I don't know. By the time she fucking defeathers a chicken, it's probably like, let's say she's really good at it. And in like half an hour, she brings you a nice little roasted chicken. And she's like, here you go. Let's if anybody's gonna take that whole thing down, it's your big ass. She's like, she looks down. I imagine you've at least polished off the first and second beer. And she pours a couple, and she's like, more in the hole. If you don't drink them, I will. And she's like, I'll be back. You cool here? If you need more, you know where to find it. She's like, I gotta go pick up something. And she goes, she goes to one of the local farmers pick up because she needs like produce and stuff for dinner, and she leaves you to it. And I guess your Woodbreeze people, they would have been outside. So like they walk in. Actually, just May walks in, and she's like she walks up and like I imagine you're sitting at the bar. Stools are, typical Earth bar stool heights, and she's like, fuck. She's like, she pulls up a chair, like a regular ass chair, steps up on that, and then climbs up onto the bar stool. She's like, damn, you had to sit belly up to the bar, huh? And she's like, I got it. All right. She's like, this place is not too bad. She's like, smells different here. It's like a little salty in a good way. She's like, it's not bad. You like it here?
What are you working in your opening 10?
Yeah. It's I heard about an open mic night. I'm working on a type 5.
Nice.
She's like, yeah, just flew in from Woodbreeze, and boy, are my arms tired. What do you think? Is that good? Here, she goes, check this one out. She goes, you ever find yourself in need of a map? And you're just like, I need a guy for that. And she's like, take my cartographer, please. She's like, are these good? Have you heard these before?
Have you heard this? Have you read about this?
Right.
Yeah, we're open. We have a jaywalking segment going on.
She's like, I got this thing I do. She's like, every time I do a joke, I go, ha cha cha. She's like, is that good? Yeah, I think I like that. I don't know. I guess I'll see.
No, you coming at me with and I get no respect.
Right. Yeah. She goes, ooh, what about like this? And she like tugs at her collar. And she's like, yeah, this is turning out nicely. She goes, hey, what if I went like hickory dickory dock, suck my fucking cock? Oh, like, is that any good? She's like, no, that sucks. She's like, she starts going through hacky recycled jokes
like,
from.
Do you have a rooster for sale?
Right.
At least do good recycled jokes.
Right.
Let's go.
I have never been a fan of the Dice Man. Yeah, so you guys keep shooting the shit. She's working on her Type 5. John, you are on your way to do stuff, and you see Randy. For those of you who may not remember, Randy is the boy that you guys saved in the dragon fight.
Ah, that's right.
So he's like,
Ace
you
has
see him
taught
kicking a
a little
ball,
bit of
and
magic.
yeah, he's like running through the ball. He's like, hey, Mr. Ace, welcome back.
Oh, Randy, just who I was looking for.
Me?
Yes, I need your services.
Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna help you, but sure. What?
You are going to be have a very special position today. Have you ever heard of a maitre d'?
No. No.
Well, you better start saying maitre me because it's you.
Mate. Oh. He laughs. He's not sure if that's funny, but he thinks it is based on your body language. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, what do I have to do?
You are going to come with me, and you are going to help me tonight. I have a date with Captain Tucker, and I need you to serve us dinner. And if you do, you will get a special prize at the end of the evening.
Oh, cool. So I get to service a weird old guy and his love interest? Sounds like a great job for a kid. No, he doesn't say that gross thing, and he's like, oh boy. He's like, okay. What do I better go tell my mom. She's been, keeping tabs on me. I don't mind it. But I'm gonna go tell her. Make sure it's cool with her. Where do you need me and when? What?
I will be at Babs. You could come to Babs and we will start practicing.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a little bit. I'll be there as soon as I can. and he like runs off towards his house. So you walk into Babs's, and she's like, you actually see her outside. She's walking out the door as she left Braddock, and she's like, oh, my boy, how are you?
Babs, I am fantastic, and have I got a treat for you.
Oh, what is
But we have to have a talk.
it? Okay. Am I in
I
trouble?
have. No, you're not in trouble. We all fucking love you, Babs.
Okay. That's...
But we don't all love the milk jerky. Some of us are not fond of it. You love it, and I love that you love it, because I love everything you love for you. But we kind of would like if you stopped pushing it on everybody
Oh,
and enjoy it for yourself.
she,
And as a bargaining chip, I have something for you. And he's just going to pull out one of the feathers. And
So-
there might be a few more where this came from.
So we've all seen like a turkey feather, right? They're almost a foot long with the quill, or
Yeah.
And I imagine
This was like 6 foot long.
right, yeah, I imagine this thing's pretty fucking huge. It's probably as tall as she is. And her eyes light up, and like you see that
They're like lining the lamp.
right, like, and she's like, holy shit. And you see this whole thought process go over her face. Her eyes light up, right? And you see a look of, think of how much fucking milk jerky I can make with this. And then it sinks back in that she's like, but not everybody likes it. And she's like, oh, yes, that's okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not trying to
I'm
be
sorry.
mean. It's a delicacy. It's kind of like some people don't like snails. Some people think they're the most fantastic thing
I
on the
love
planet.
snails. Have you
That's
ever had
good.
snail
You
jerky? It's so
I
good.
Everything
not.
jerky.
Hey, dude.
But I believe
if you jerk the meat, it lasts longer or something.
I believe
That's
was
what
it
I've
was
heard.
it Urog, right? Who's the guy in our town, the orc?
Onrog.
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 So
You're talking about
Onrog-
the drunk at the bar, not the one
Yeah.
you guys like, right? Because that's Ash.
Yeah, no, Ash is a different one. I'm talking about the one in the bar. And I don't hate Onrog. He's just the drunk at the bar.
Right.
And he's gonna be like, Onrog absolutely loves the milk jerky. Braddock, were you fond of it? And he looks at him like questioningly, because I
Braddock's-
can't remember.
Braddock's inside. You're not inside. You're outside.
Okay.
Oh, I'm outside.
Yeah,
the-
when she
I walk
left,
out and go, no.
Got you.
she goes,
I heard
Sorry.
oh.
Sorry. I couldn't remember, Baz. If I remembered,
you
I
hear-
would have fucking
You
not
hear
questioned you.
you hear a voice from inside the bar after Braddock's like, no, and you hear a voice go, hell, I'll try anything once. Braddock, do you say anything after that?
I bet you would.
She punches the shit out of your arm. It doesn't hurt you because she is but we. She's like, oh, Babs is like, she looks at the feathers. She goes, maybe the little ones will like it. I will offer it to them, and when they say no, if they say no, that will be the end of it. More for me then, right?
Thank you, Babs.
She's like,
I'm
sees-
sorry that I had to break this news to you, but
She's
I
like-
believe the people were just too nice to tell you the truth,
She's like, well,
which
they
is good for
they have-
those people. That's a good quality.
they have done me this courtesy, and I will return it by being less heavy-handed with my milk jerky.
You are just very enthusiastic, and we love your cooking. But there are times anyone can be over enthusiastic about something they love. I know I can
Your
go
milk
too far
jerky brings all the
sometimes.
boys to the earth.
Oh man,
Um,
she's like, okay. She's like, I'm heading over there. She's like, can you need anything?
Will you help me prepare a special dinner for me and the captain,
She's like,
I will pay you.
she's like, well, I mean, you cover costs of food. You don't need to pay me for. She's like, yeah, but what are you thinking for the menu?
And he's gonna tell her her favorite foods.
Okay. She's like, let's say, do you know her favorite foods?
Remember, I did ask.
I didn't-
I made sure I
I
asked.
didn't
You didn't tell
remember.
me specifics.
Right, but you got that information.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so-
specifically asked for
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah, no.
So I could put this meal together.
That's all good. I didn't remember if you got it or not. So, but yes, I believe you. So she's like, oh, she's like, yeah, no, that's no problem. You know, I mean, fucking, you know, it's a good thing. She likes burgers. You like what burger? What kind of burgers do you want? What do you want? I know what she wants. What do you want?
If she likes burgers, we'll do like the best cut of beef I can get in town. Burgers.
She finds you. She takes some. She gets a little. So she's like, I got you, and she's like, do you need to? You want to cook this? You want me to cook it? Either way is good. I don't care.
I think I trust you. You're probably a little better on the stove. I can season it to perfection, but the actual cooking food till it's done or not,
Yeah,
not my expertise.
She's like, okay, yeah. What time? When you need it by?
7.
Okay, yeah, no.
7:15, maybe 30. We're meeting at 7 on the beach and eating. So I don't.
Okay.
I've never not.
Okay.
I'm not good at this.
Okay, look, okay, fucker. Here, let me help you out, okay, Mr. Charisma. She's like, you like this girl, yes?
Yes.
She's like, okay, then don't fucking be an asshole and show up late. She's like, be there or
Well, no, I'm going. I will be there. I don't know when the food should be there and done.
She's like,
She's
like, dude, it takes like 10 minutes to make burgers. She's like, I could have this done in a half an hour for you. She's like, just fucking,
okay.
She's like,
So
be
order
here.
curbside.
7:15.
She's like, no. She says, be here at 6:30, fucker. It could take you 10 minutes to get there. It'll be fine. It'll stay. She's like, beat her there. She's like, be there. It shows that you're enthusiastic. She's like,
Wait, no, don't hit
Gotcha.
she's like, don't worry about looking desperate and needy. She's like, the pickings around here are kind of slim. Trust me, I've tapped those wells and they're fucking dry. She's like, I think you're in a good spot. And she's like, no, I got you. She's like, be here, be back at the bar, like 6:30. She's like, I'll have it
Okay.
all you
Good
have to
idea.
do is take it and go. So she goes, she goes off and she heads over to. She's going to a couple of the farmers to gather the things she needs for the night
Yep.
and the things for your shit.
And he's gonna head inside and look for Jerry Moonbeam.
You get in there.
Jerry Moonbeam.
It's like, I'm guessing it's like, I don't know, let's say 2-3 o'clock. You see Jerry Moonbeam fucking come down in a bathrobe, unshaven, like he's just waking up. Like, Jerry Moonbeam very much keeps Vegas hours, right? Like,
Yes.
You
No,
sleep,
for
you
sure.
you stay up till 8 in the morning, you sleep till noon. No,
Yeah.
probably like 2. And then you do it all over again, right? He's coming down,
sure.
and he's like,
Just the man I need to see.
he's like, no, Jerry. So he's like, very, very. Jerry Moonbeam needs you to keep it down, sir. What?
I think you want it to be loud. And he's gonna shake a coin purse next to his ear.
He's like, he looks at it, his eyes light up, but then it like the pain comes back, and he's like, oh fuck, man. He's like, Jerry Moonbeam needs coffee, and he
got
like
work
goes
to do.
He like goes behind the bar. There's like a coffee pot sitting there, and it's much like a hotel where the coffee is free. So like it's on like a side table, and he like pours himself some coffee, and he's like, okay, and he takes like a big drink of it, and he gets his little mild caffeine boost after him, and he's like, Okay, Jerry, yeah, okay. What do you need Jerry Moonbeam to do for you?
So I need to hire you for this evening
Okay.
to play a special dinner for me and the captain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I can do that. Where,
On the
when?
beach.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be good.
And we need to iron out a set list.
Okay.
Approved.
He's like, oh, Jerry Moonbeam knows the best songs. Why question? He's like, okay.
I have a
He's like,
specific agenda, and
like,
we will iron out a set list.
He's like, you know what? Your show, you're paying, you got it. He's like, if I'm gonna do this and make it back to the bar to play tonight, I'm going to need to catch some more Z's. He's like, do me a favor, you leave the set list. Like, just put it under by the coffee pot. I'll come back down. I'll get it. I'll be there. I'm gonna go back to bed. Cool?
Cool.
Okay. He's like,
Ace.
yeah.
It-
He
it's
goes
good.
back upstairs with his coffee. He grabs a
Gotcha.
bagel because
Ace
apparently
is-
bagels make you sleepy. So,
Because Ace
That's what I've
just
heard, that's what I've heard.
understands Jerry's gonna very vaguely remember this conversation,
if
and he might not be back.
yeah, so you leave like instructions
So-
and shit too.
He's gonna leave instructions, and he's also gonna make 2 copies of the set list.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
what
gonna
I,
keep one with him
what I didn't tell you
and
guys.
give one to Jerry.
What I didn't tell you guys about Jerry Moonbeam is he is Latino with freckles. So, but
Does
yes.
he have red hair too?
No,
Oh, okay.
Dave doesn't have red hair.
No, I've known red-haired Gonzaleses with
Oh.
fucking freckles.
No, because
When
bagels
in the
make
military,
Jerry.
yeah.
Bagels make
I-
Jerry Moonbeam sleepy, so he's now Dave.
Gotcha. I like it.
So, plus Dave's always playing music on the games. It just works.
That works.
So yeah,
down.
he goes back to bed. Everything bagel in his mouth, coffee in his hand, and he kind of just waves over his head with his back to you. He heads back up. He's like, he's like, Moonbeam out, and he fucking goes back upstairs, and May is there. Braddock, you also see this, and she's like, well, that guy, he's different. He's different. This is my voice now. She's like, okay. So yeah, you leave a set list there, and unless anybody else has got stuff to do,
Ace is just gonna spend the rest of the day training Randy and getting him
actually,
dressed.
hang on. Before we
for the
do that,
evening.
May's like, she's like, so what's with the set? She goes, what's with the set list there, big shooter?
I have a special dinner this evening with the captain.
Much like a 90s sitcom crowd, she goes, ooh. She's like, oh, so is that a thing, huh?
I'm hoping.
She's like,
And
all right,
wishing. And praying.
she's like, hey man, just be yourself. Braddock. she's like, you know
I was
what?
planning on it.
She's like,
but
you know
it
what?
also
That
worries me.
That is not the. She's like, okay. See, here's the thing. You're like always at an 11, right? And like that's great. Like I get it. She's like, maybe like an 8, 7, 6.5. She's like,
So not a 17.
no. That would be far too much. I mean, look, man. Like, don't come on too strong. You gotta like, hey, I have noticed that you let your crazy and picadillos out slowly. You know, you can't just spill the crazy all over them.
I'm not usually that good at that. I usually am gonna be gone before they wake up.
Oh, she's like, cool. She's like one of those. She's like, Yeah, don't.
Yep. Then I followed a genie's advice, ended up on a ship to a colony,
Hey,
and now that's kind of
they do know you were
not an
there,
option.
right?
What?
They do know you were there, right? Because if you're just leaving in the morning, I just want to make sure that this
Yes.
is legit. Okay.
They knew I was there.
She's like,
Very
okay.
much
She's
so.
like, look, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, no,
Right.
that's great. She's like, great. There's no, that's fine. Everybody has their things. You, that's your thing. Cool. She's like, I haven't talked to the captain a lot, but, she, if I had to guess, that kind of shit ain't gonna fly with her. And
I understand that, and I'm kind of thinking about a new lease. I think they call it leaf. I don't know. One of those expressions
you're gonna lease a
on
leaf.
life. Yeah, leasing leafs on life or something. I don't know.
Leaf Garrett.
Yes, that's it.
Ah, yes, the great sage and bard of ancient times, Leaf Garrett.
Sage.
Oh, if I had
I get
him
it.
instead of Jerry Moonbeam.
His
Oh shoot! I hope he doesn't hear that.
feathered locks are they ring in the halls of legends. She's like, okay. She's like, yeah, man, I didn't mean to shit on your whole deal. She's like, you're great.
No, I was kind of a dick, but there's reason, sort of.
Jesus.
I think. Long story. We don't need to talk about it.
No, that's fine. Like I say, if you look, just don't bullshit her. Nobody likes bullshitters.
I don't plan on it.
Okay. So, let's just I'm seeing where we're at on time here. Let's just skip ahead. You get the food from Babs, and you're out at the you're out there. Jerry Moonbeam's there. Let's say it's like 6:15. Randy's there. He's got on like a suit coat and shorts, and like a dress shirt and a bow tie, but still shorts.
Nice.
It's not a great look, but you know he's a little boy and doesn't have pants.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
I love how that's just your non-kid
That was a
life.
sentence that was
Little
said.
boys don't wear pants.
He doesn't wear pants.
They
He likes
only wear
shorts.
shorts.
He's like, he dressed up as he got you as
Which,
good as
you're not wrong. They try to only wear shorts, and there's always a parent smacking them in the back of the head saying,
Right.
"Put on pants."
Right. So
It's 14 degrees.
so he's
You're gonna
like,
get sick, and they're gonna take you away from me.
right. He
Cut it out.
Hey, let's take a pee break. I'm gonna go see my dogs are freaking out.
Okay. Oh, I'm loving your shit tonight, Buzz. You got some fucking an interesting story going on.
Yeah, I loved it when because a lot of the stuff is stuff that I've discussed with him over the last few months,
Yeah,
and finally we're able to do it. So it's great to be able to play it out.
nice.
All right. Well, fuck. I mean, we can keep. Well, is Boz here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we can keep going. I know Austin's been roaming, but I think he can hear all of us. So yeah. So Randy's there. He like helps you like spread out a blanket and whatever. And Jerry Moonbeam's like tuning up. Let's say he brings a violin this time, and he's like tuning up, and he's like
Ooh.
he's
Can,
like
can Braddock show up with a triangle?
that's John's call. He's the one who planned all of this.
No, that is Braddock's call because
Okay.
Ace did not plan that.
Yeah, because
So that is Braddock's call.
Braddock is Ace is Braddock's like little chum, so he's happy that he's in love.
Okay.
So he just wants to be a part of it.
Both John, roll me a perception check for Ace.
3.
Okay. You don't see anything. What you don't see is May is in a nearby bush spying on you guys because she also wants to see how this is going.
Nice.
So, like Jerry Moonbeam, he's like looking at the set list and he's like, Jerry.
Ace's got a 10 gold payday for Jerry.
Yeah.
But every time I have to get him back on track, he loses a gold piece.
All right.
That's the contract.
He goes, okay. He's like, yeah. No, sounds great. He's like, are you sure about? And he's like about to show
all
you.
of them.
He's like, he's got his, like, let's say you're facing me, like it's you and me here, and he's got it here, and he's like, this one, and then he's like, I'm not sure about this, and then he like, look, you see his finger, he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. He's like, yeah, no, got it, and you hear him like he's starting to like gently play something. He's just kind of getting warmed up. And, this goes on for a bit. And so in my head, let me see what this brings. I think that I feel like the captain has always dressed she's always been like kind of in like leathers and stuff. But she shows up, and let's see, actually I kind of dig this. I don't really know how the fuck I got here, but she comes dressed like this. Like she's nice. She's dressed nicer. And
nice,
but, but more comfortably. It's still pretty modest, but
like our equivalent of hoodie.
Ace is dressed like the smoking jacket mask.
The smoking jacket mask. Oh, yeah. The very Hefner.
Yes.
So cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That is 100%. And he's got a joint in the fucking filter holder.
Okay. Give me another perception check.
And a little drawn-on mustache.
Do it with
perception. Okay.
Do it with. Actually, Braddock, roll me one too. You're there.
Ooh, 19.
Okay, cool. You see May in the bush this time, and she like
22.
Nice. You see it too, and this is only gonna help. You see, like, she sees the captain coming, and she like pops out from the bush, and she like kind of like gestures her hands up and down, and she like gives you like the throat slash, and she's like, change it up, nicer, classy, man, and she darts off. Like she just takes off, so the captain doesn't see her.
So he thinks, and he thinks, and he thinks, and he just goes with a kind of plain purple shirt and black pants.
Nice. Yeah, because and
Like
and
buttoned
maybe this is just me,
shirt.
but the Hef look has an inherent sleazy connotation because of him.
For sure.
So like
that's 100% why I was going that route.
It's not bad
because that's what Ace would do.
Right, and it can be smooth in the right situation, but yeah, she's trying to help you out. So like, the captain walks up and she goes, "Oh my, this is quite the production. I didn't expect you to have a whole team here." She's like,
"Well, only the best for you, obviously." And he's got like a crate set up. And then there's like a fire next to us, and the crates kind of set up close to the water, almost close to the edge of the water, or maybe a little back, depending on tide and whatnot. He would have to be thinking about for that time of the day. And that's going to be kind of a table,
right? So you've set up a Lady and the Tramp, fucking scenario
with candles
here.
And stuff sitting on the crate,
a gingham tablecloth,
covered thing for the dinner and all that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, Jerry Moonbeam is did you have actual songs, or
no?
Okay, so
no. So what he was doing for the set list is he was thinking, because he knows where she's from, he knows her background, so he's thinking of because he's traveled a lot, so he's trying to think of local songs from around the area she grew up in.
Okay.
And that's so. If you want me to make a history check to see how accurate that is, or if you just want to
yeah,
say
that'll be fine.
he was able to pull a good,
It's gonna
list,
be. It's
that's up
gonna
to
be.
you.
It's gonna be a low DC, but yeah, let's do that. That'll be
hey,
fun.
I don't care. History +4, 14.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you do. So here's what happens, right? All of the songs are for sure like it's really good.
They're from there, but they're not necessarily all love songs.
Here's what
or
it
great
is.
songs.
Jerry Moonbeam maybe just heard some covers at one point.
Yeah.
And so he maybe is not playing the original one she's used to. So anyway, yeah, she's like, so this is nice. Thanks.
Why, you're welcome. I have been growing quite fond of you lately, and I just wanted an opportunity to get to know you away from everything.
She says, she's like, no, I appreciate that. She goes, I feel like every time we get separated from the group, as it were, you're doing all the questions and I'm doing all the answers. She says, I don't know shit about you, man. She's like, what do you give me something first, and then we'll how about a backup 1 for 1. She's like, but you go first. She goes, what's your deal?
One secret?
Not a secret. She's like, just tell me about it. Boz, what are you making deception checks about? What are you critting deception checks about? Is the more
You
important.
told me to roll that.
Oh no, it was a perception check. Sorry. And I must have missed when you rolled it. But John rolled good enough.
21.
Yeah, she goes, perfect. She goes, it doesn't have to be a secret. Like, I mean, I guess if I don't know it, if you're the only one that knows it, it's technically a secret, but like, you could just tell me something about yourself. She's like, where are you from? What was, tell me about Ace before the boat.
Well, before the boat, for about 10 years, I've been a bit of a traveler, seen the world. Not the proudest of how I've carried myself during that time. Before that, I grew up on a small farm. And, well, it got bigger and bigger. I was one of many children. Had many siblings. And didn't have the best relationship with my father and didn't quite fit in with my family. I got exiled and wandered till I ended up here with you.
She's like, sounds like you been a little bit of everywhere, huh?
I have.
Says, all right. She says, well, fuck, man, I didn't eat lunch. What are we eating?
Well, we're having burgers and whatever her favorite like dessert and like side appetizer are.
So
like,
yeah,
he hooked it up.
Yeah. So you open up the basket, right, and you see a note in there, and it's and you see it says, you read it, but it's from Babs, and it says, "Dear Ace, I decided to really pull out all the stops." She goes, these burgers, I ground up some brisket, some short rib. This is gonna be the best fucking burger you've ever had, man. She's like, don't worry about the food. She's going to love it. And nothing puts a woman at ease like a full stomach. She's like, so good luck. And she goes, and P.S. don't worry, I didn't hide any milk jerky in this basket. So she's like, you take out the stuff, and it's basically her favorite meal. And she's like, her eyes light up, and she gives you a damn nice job, motherfucker, like kind of look. She's like,
I gotta say, I talked to Babs, and it looks like she was very receptive to the problem with the milk jerky.
she's like, fuck, man, you're batting 1,000, huh?
Yeah, well, I handed her a 6-foot-long feather, so it kind of helped.
She's like,
And I
"All
have
right."
more where that came from.
She looks so. She'll at this point, Jerry Moonbeam changes songs, and she's listening to it for a minute, and she's like, that. And she's like man, those. She's like, those first two, I ain't heard those in a real hot minute. She's like, this one though, and she's like listening for a second, then she realizes what happened. Like, this is one of the ones he heard a cover of. She's like, oh yeah, okay, I know. She's like, this is not quite how I remember it, but this might even be better. She's like, nice job, Ace. And I believe that is the first time she's ever used your name. It's usually been things like big guy, or fucking like other generic terms of platonic endearment. But yeah, she's like, you are full of surprises, if I do say so.
Well, I try to be. That's one thing I'm good at, is surprise. I just kind of got to work on the consistency part.
She goes, what do you mean consistency?
I mean, always showing up
She goes, you got plans to go somewhere?
and not running away.
She goes, you running away?
No, not this time.
She says,
That's what I've done for years. I blew into town, I found a fling, and I blew out of town. And I did it again, and I did it again, and did it again.
she
And
goes,
apparently, Genie subliminally is trying to tell me that it's time to stop because he sent me here and I met you.
she goes,
I kind of want to stop.
she goes, well, if you decide that this whole town, and she's thinking about her next words, and you could tell she's trying to choose them wisely. And she goes, if you think this town or me is a fling, I'm gonna have that big bastard fling that triangle somewhere that you're not gonna love.
I'm hoping it's not.
She goes, all right.
I'm realizing I was getting kind of tired of flings.
She goes, well, that's good to hear. She's like, I have a feeling. She goes, I have a feeling we're gonna need you. Give me an insight check, John.
Okay. Disadvantage.
No.
No, he took the
You
beer
don't have the
goggles
goggles
off.
You gotta want to
no.
be in your best. I wasn't gonna let
Well,
you
no.
have them on.
May would have taken them the fuck off his head. She'd have ran out the bush, snatched him, and ran back.
Right.
Like, get those fucking
Right.
things
These
off
look terrible.
your face. That's a 8.
It's fine. It was very low. What was the last thing I said? Oh, that we're gonna need you. You get the impression that when she said we, that she was trying to cleverly disguise herself as a she means her, but she's saying it as the town. She is guarded. Yeah, I mean, like, you guys have known each other for what, fucking maybe with the journey,
couple weeks.
With the journey, maybe a month at the best. So like, but like,
that's true.
She's like, also, here's the thing, she's probably a little guarded because you've been in danger, right? So
Yeah,
it's like,
that too.
So
if she's getting any feelings for him, he keeps leaving and she's worried he's gonna die.
Right. So
Yeah.
John,
So that's fucking
not that
frustrating.
I'm not having a blast having a fake date with my actual cousin.
I'm gonna get to the point.
Is there anything else you would like to bring up in here?
Yeah, so what he is going to do is once Jerry finishes his set list, they're just gonna kind of talk back and forth, still getting to know each other. He's gonna let everybody, like, shoo everybody away. And he's gonna say, I would say right before when we were setting up, he would have shown Randy what he was getting, and
What he was getting?
for his surprise
Oh,
for
okay.
payment, which was the wand, and he would have showed him how to use it.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna give the 8-year-old boy the wand of disguise self,
Uh-huh.
and because I think that's fun, and showing him how to use it, and then when they're leaving, he hands him that as his gift.
Nice. So, like, you're presenting this gift to him in front of her?
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
This is just like I promised you.
She goes, hey, what is that?
It's just a magical trinket for the boy. I'm kind of teaching him magic, taking him under my wing.
She goes, okay, he's not gonna, like, hurt himself. She's like, she's not trying to...
No,
Okay.
I just gave him this, and he changes his appearance
Oh,
back
okay.
and forth.
Okay. She's like, okay.
It's he might get into some trouble, but nothing that he can't hurt anybody with the magic.
She
He could
goes,
just be an asshole.
she goes, hey, Randy. And he's like, yes, Captain. She's like, don't be an asshole. He's like, you got it. And he, like, takes off. And as he takes off, you see him, he uses it on himself, and you see him change into the outfit you were on in the date. Like, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, he takes off, and she's like, that was very nice of you. He's a good kid.
He is.
Been through some shit. Just here. She's like, they didn't have it great back in Stone Shore. I think that's part of the reason they came over, and then that whole business happened with him, and you done good here.
Well, thank you. I'm trying for the first time.
She's like,
It's weird.
yeah, amazing how good things happen when you try, huh?
It is.
Yeah, that's how things usually go. She goes, do you, okay, sorry to keep doing this, do you have anything else?
No, that's what I'm trying to get to with
Okay,
her.
yeah, go
He
for
was
it.
sending people away so he could get to her.
So everybody's gone now.
Yeah. He's like, well, there was one thing I wanted to tell you. I'm not exactly who I've said I am.
She says, okay.
The story I told you tonight is true.
Uh-huh.
That everything I told you tonight is my life. I grew up on a small farm, big family, lots of siblings. But my name is not Ace Burbank. I am Jeff Johnson. And he shudders.
She was
like,
taking a drink, and she kind of like snorts it, like she snorts in it. She's like, Jeff Johnson, huh?
Yes.
She's like,
unfortunately.
She's like, well, that's certainly less flashy. She's like, do the boys know?
No.
She's like, I'm guessing this is something you're not too proud of based on the tone of your voice.
Well, I'm still torn up about how leaving went. You see, there was a problem between my sister and her husband.
Okay.
They had issues with their marriage, constant arguing and fighting. And this was one of my sisters who I was very close with. And I would go to my father, say she was complaining, and he told me to butt out, told me it wasn't my business, told me to leave them alone. And when she started having worse complaints of verbal abuse, later physical abuse, I was told to butt out, leave it alone. It's none of our business. Time and time again, he told me this. and I was just 14, 15 at the time. I'm sorry, my voice is going all over the place. 14, 15 at the time. I don't know exactly how everything happened, but I wanted to get back at him. I couldn't attack him. He was a grown man and I was a child. So I did the only thing I thought I could do. And I seduced his sister and his cousin and his other cousin and his other sister and quite a few other people in town until it got around to everybody. And
John, hang on. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. What up, Bess?
I was like, when your voice started fading, I was like, oh, is this a part of the character? Like, is
Nope.
that's not his real voice?
No. That was me trying
Yeah.
to piece together the story I have in my head that I wrote down a while ago and I forgot to read tonight. So I'm like, yep, I got this story. I know this story. I just got to remember it all. Just slowly put it together. And then my voice went, as I was remembering it, my voice started to fade away. So I was getting more confident in telling it, but sounding less and less like Ace.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I know. Piss poor
you're good.
timing.
So the town asked that had got together and asked that I be exiled, and I was exiled to our farm, and my father decided to exile me from there. Felt my actions run toward the family, that I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing, but he was just turning a blind eye to horrible things happening to his daughter, and I couldn't stand by and let that happen.
She says, that's rough, man. She's like, but, you know, you kind of sounds like a did what you had to do kind of thing. She's like, I can respect that.
It was, and then I kind of continued that. I sort of turned into what I hated for many years. And that's kind of how I met Jeannie. I was in a particularly bad predicament with a lady's husband who was not too happy how he found us, and I thought I was about to die. And then he got blasted away, and Jeannie was standing in a tree laughing at me. And we've kind of been together ever since.
She says, well, I guess it's good to have strong friends, huh?
I guess so. It's worked out in my favor. Ever since then, I'm Ace Burbank, Master of the Arcane.
She says, well, it's nice to open that book a little further and get a couple chapters in. Don't worry, I won't blow up your spot with your whole I'm not gonna tell everybody about your past. You got my word on that, JJ. And she laughs. You
Don't you even. And he gives her a smile and a wink, like you liked it.
Right, yeah, she
Yeah.
Not you. Don't do this.
Jesus fucking Christ, what is going on with my goddamn dogs? You guys hear
They're
that
having
shit?
a Brandy started a dog fighting pit in the living room.
We only
You
got
just
the
don't
two?
realize it
Fuck.
yet.
So
She's got a YouTube channel going, man.
right.
Dog fights.
Certainly, yeah. That I'm sure that won't get taken down immediately. So she's this. I'm gonna save you all insight checks. This has gone very well, as you probably could tell.
Yeah.
Um,
And at the very end of the night, he's definitely gonna go in for a kiss.
yes. Trying to see. I don't really even fucking want. I kind of want to make you roll, but as much as I want to, I don't want to that much.
If you don't feel like it's up to you, do you feel like it's necessary or not?
Hey, could I keep that deception roll and like shoot a spitball at them?
You want to shoot? No, you're not there anymore. He sent everybody away.
Damn.
Because he hasn't revealed these secrets to everybody.
Yeah,
he is gonna
say
say to her.
No. She's it happens, and she goes. She pulls out of it, and she goes. It's getting late. This has been good.
Yes, it has.
She's like, hopefully shit calms down around here and we can do it more often. And she's like,
I would like that.
She's like, just do me a favor and let's just keep this between everybody that was here. I mean, if it gets out, I don't really fucking care. She's like, I just don't need. Town's got enough problems. We don't need any fucking gossips. You know.
I will do my best to keep them sealed up.
I'm also gonna save you the inside check here. You can tell that she means exactly what she's saying. It's not a shame thing. It's just a she doesn't want the town to think that she's like trying to find romance when there's bigger things to deal with.
Exactly.
So, and you guys are like, between her and you three, you guys are like the fucking face of this place. So like, everybody looks to you to lead and shit, and like, she's like, you know. But and she bids you adieu, and she goes, she I don't really know what she's gonna say here, but she thanks you, and she makes it clear she's gonna walk herself home, and she goes, hopefully sooner rather than later, and basically meaning she wants to do this again, and hopefully it's not too long before it happens.
Yep.
So,
what are your morning rounds? Maybe I could join you.
She says, I don't really do. I mean, I guess I do rounds. Didn't really think about it. I just kind of go around and see what people need. She says, but I usually get started around 8, 9, something like that.
Perhaps I'll join you tomorrow if we're still here. I think we should be.
She says, all right. She says, until then, and she takes off. I would like to fast forward to next morning, unless anybody has anything they have to do tonight.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good.
So
Ace is just heading back to the
So
new
you probably
digs.
Huh? Oh, the
heading
new
back
digs,
to our
right?
new digs.
So everybody's there. You guys, I mean, that was 7:00. Let's say your date lasted a couple hours. You know, you fill the boys in, however much you want to fill the boys in, and everybody goes to sleep. And at 6 a.m., you hear fuck that. 4 a.m., you hear a pounding on the door. I don't care who answers the door.
I mean, we're all gonna startle to the.
So,
oh, what?
You hear a pounding on the.
Someone's attacking the door. Kill them.
Not on my watch.
These are my doors to kill. Wait, does this place even have a door? Did you kick it off its hinges?
Oh, the inside has no doors. He definitely kicked all of those.
There's no door. Fucking bathroom's got no door, so you shit with the door open.
This is why.
So
this is how we live.
Before you even get a chance to answer the door opens, and it's Captain Tucker. She goes, everybody get the fuck up. She goes, I got news. and she gathers you all at like your table, your dining room table or whatever. She goes, we looked at when I looked up last night and I found you guys telling me about chronographers, and it said something like special assignments. She's like, something didn't seem right. She's like, so I started looking. You know, I was having trouble going to sleep, so I figured I'd just look at stuff. She's like, and I found something else. And she goes, I found 2 more names. She goes, one we've got, the other one's not here. And she tells you that she found 2 more names with special assignments written by their list of duties. One of them is sorry, should have had
Fuck nut.
One of them is Tipton Langley, who who is the guy, the fuck nut, as John referenced him, that you rescued from the dragon fight. The other name is Constance Thorogood. She's like,
fantastic name.
You like that?
That's just so good.
Yeah. She's like, I
Fuck.
don't know. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just thought it was alright. It was like, this sounds old. She goes,
I would never have expected those 2 together.
She goes,
I like it.
She goes, I didn't head over to where Tipton is shacking up. I didn't want to really do it without you. You guys think we gotta go over there, man?
Yeah, I think that's definitely, he's had episodes the same as Chronog. We got to be lucky we haven't had an incident here yet.
Yeah, thankfully things were quiet while y'all were gone. I mean, I think
Your Majesty, Braddock, you ready?
I think.
I'm always ready.
Yeah, let's go.
I think let's catch him off guard. That way he ain't got time to really get a story straight and whatnot. He's just gotta fire from the hip with his answers. I've found that's usually the best way to get the truth out of people.
Do we need to talk to him in his home or take him in?
I think if we just do it at his home, we probably run less of a risk of like starting shit in town. I don't know. I kind of want to keep this on the low. Seems like a good idea.
I will trust your judgment there. I'm not that great at that.
Yes, Captain. This is under your purview and authority, and we are happy to back you up.
No, I appreciate that, but you know, I definitely your guys' input is always welcomed and heavily considered. So
I'm a very good interrogator.
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get going.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, let's go. And he lives in one of the nicer houses. Let's see. Let me get back over here, and I actually know what house he lives in. Oh no, I don't. I didn't assign him a home. So he lives in. Let's say he lives in that one. Did you guys see that? He lives in the one that's directly below. Yeah, that one. It's bigger, comparatively speaking, to most of the houses. Yes, that's the one. And the captain just knocks on the door, and I don't remember this guy's voice. He answers the door. He's like in a robe. He's like, Captain Tucker, what's the meaning of this? He's like, do you know what time it is? She's like, I'm very well aware of what time it is, Mr. Langley. But we've got some questions, and I recommend you cooperate. I don't mean that to sound as threatening as it sounds, but it'd be in your best interest. And he's like,
Ace, real quick. Ace was standing like back behind the door, and he's As she says that, he's gonna come in, and he now looks kind of like the Count from Lemony Snicket's.
Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm going to go. Okay,
Jim
like the
Carrey
wild
as
ass
the
hair
Count.
and shit too, or are we just talking
Yeah.
about dress? Okay.
Yeah. No, this is it, like it's his face is kind of elongated.
Okay.
He says, "Yes, we have to get some answers out of you." I, the interrogator Fletcher Appleton, will get you. I'll get you to speak.
He's like, who is this? Like, I don't remember his face. And the captain's like, don't worry about it. She's like, we'll be asking the questions. You just provide the answers. And she's like, let's go inside. There's no reason to cause a scene and wake everybody up. They're gonna be up a couple hours anyway. And she's like, she kind of, not forcibly, but like turns him around, ushers him into his own house. She's like, and she's like, all right. And
he does get an investigation check to see through that if he wants.
No, I think he's groggy /
okay.
Like I said, you caught him off guard, and he is confused, and he doesn't have all his wits about him at the moment. He's like, can I at least make some coffee here? I obviously I'll make some for everybody if everybody wants some. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, we're just gonna be asking you a few things. The boys, have at it.
Nitsu looks to Ace.
So, we found an interesting piece of information. There was someone who committed a crime against the crown from the first wave. They were found out by the young prince here. And he called upon me because we found a connection between you and this someone. You were both listed as... What were they listed as again? Sorry.
They were listed as the big bad evil guy. No, they were listed that they were part of their duties were special assignments.
You were both listed to have special assignments under the jurisdiction of the mission. Care to explain yourself? And he's gonna eyeball him, like get way in his face.
He's like, I don't really care to explain myself.
Braddock, maybe you should help
intimidate
his tongue.
He says,
well, you can intimidate him, but you can also cast Zone of Truth. Both of those together are great.
He says, before you do all that, he says, my orders come from above all of you. And he gives a longing look to Nitsua. Like, you see his gaze kind of linger on Nitsua, and he's like, I know where we're at, and he's like, I don't have anything to say about that. Now go ahead and do you want to do Zone of Truth first? You want to do an Intimidate check first?
Yeah, I was just pitching that you have that available for. It's good.
Let me
for
go with Intimidation first.
Okay,
but I like it.
There you go.
Christ.
28.
Okay, what do you say?
Never fucking mind.
Jesus.
I don't have to say shit. I just look at him and like grunt.
You just snarl at this dude.
I like that he the whole time the Fletcher's been in his face. Braddock's just been over his shoulder, glaring a hole through his fucking head. We've had altercations with him before.
I have a smirk.
Is he like
this is nice to me.
Here's what I'm picturing is like Ace is like, or Fletcher is like all up in his face, and you just see Braddock like behind him, and he's like just doing his like, I fucking kill you, like gesturing a throat slash and shit. He's like, okay, what do you want to know?
We want to know what your special assignment was and what you know about Kronog and
Constance Thorogood.
Constance Thorogood's special assignments.
He said, because that intimidate check was too good to ignore. He says, because I no bullshit, I had a 20 DC on his intimidation check.
Oh,
and
nice.
you smashed it. He's like, we were tasked to aid in the colony. We were tasked to bring over some items, and we were tasked to make them disappear.
Well, we found one of them.
Where is it?
That's not going to be something you get to know. You cannot be trusted.
What have I ever done to not make you trust me?
We are pretty sure that both you and Kronog have been under mind control from a larger, greater power that has already procured one of these items. Most likely the one you were in control of, because they captured you.
Yeah, I've been worried about that entire family.
What family?
He's like, he's like, you see when he said family, that he regrets letting those words leave his lips, and then he is, he's like, fuck. He's like, he's starting to, like, you see him crunching numbers again.
And I put my hand on his shoulder to reassure him that I'm
yeah,
still there.
we're gonna keep that intimidation check going. He goes, the Booths. The Booth family.
Can we make a history check on that name?
You can.
16.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yep. That'll work. Yeah, you guys are good. You know that that Booth is the surname that was used way back in either Session 0 or Session 1. It's the name of the guy the king executed in front of everyone. His right-hand man that he said was a traitor to the crown. His name was Alfred Booth.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back because I still have all of this written down. Back in that prologue I gave you, the king says something like, things have dried up around here. We're not getting any aid. We have a traitor. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, and he's like, I realize the traitor is my best friend. He's betrayed me, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he reveals who it is, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so it was like, this guy, think Hand of the King, Game of Thrones, like he was his guy, right?
Yeah.
He spoke all the languages. He was like probably the smartest guy in Stone Shore, and he was kind of like a mouthpiece, right? And he was super charming, super beloved, and the king executed him in front of most of the kingdom. And you also know that his wife and daughters were there.
Gotcha.
So are you saying that Uncle Booth was a scapegoat, or was he really a traitor?
He says, look, fuck. And he
sounds like now he's a martyr.
He knows that, like, his goose is kind of fucking cooked. So he's probably like, I need to talk. And, even though he doesn't have a lawyer present, which is always recommended, he's doing the thing where he's like, cooperate with the police in hopes of a lighter sentence, right? And he's like, your Majesty, and he looks at Nitsu. He's like, forgive me, but here's what it is. Mr. Booth, he found out something that he shouldn't have found out. And your father executed him, and I can't say that that execution was particularly righteous. And yeah, I got put here by one of that bastard's daughters. And you know, when he says bastard, he means the guy that got executed, Alfred Booth. He's like, I don't know which one it was. He's like, I know there was three of them and his wife. They were all there. We all saw
What
them.
did Uncle Booth find out? I don't care about why you're here or which one sent them.
Roll me some sort of either persuasion or intimidation check. Anybody can either aid or roll their own as well.
I'll roll persuasion for sure.
Cool. So
That's a
John?
+9, so shit, math. 23.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna say that you did it. He knows the situation he's in. He's like, all right. He's like, I guess it's been an okay run. I guess it's time to give up the ghost. He's like, again, this isn't gonna be easy to hear. He's like, the entire reason that we were sent here, right, for this colony mission is because all the resources dried up. All our trade partners cut off trade with us. You guys know, you were there. And if you guys remember, that's the legit reason that you were told that this whole colony thing started was, you know, you're going to try and find either like you're going to find resources to ship back to Stone Shore, or it's going to be like humans going to Mars, right? Like everybody's going to start over. You're going to start a new kingdom. And
if we got to relocate, we'll relocate. If
right.
we can
He says,
harvest and ship, we'll do that.
He says, what you don't know is the reason everything dried up. He's like, Alfred found out that your father he was a slaver, and he was good at it. He made so much money trading lives. And Alfred found out, and he confronted him, and he said he didn't even threaten to usurp his power. He was just gonna out him because he said it was the right thing to do. So after he was executed, because the king knew he wasn't going to keep his mouth shut, Kronog, Constance, and myself were tasked to take pieces of him, spread them out, so he couldn't be resurrected. And I think that's what his family has been trying to do. Unfortunately, the piece I had, they already have. You know, I had nothing when you guys pulled me out of that ice dungeon. I came back with nothing. It sounds like you already found another piece. Am I right, Kronog? You found the heart? What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do?
We did.
Did they get it? Did they get it from you?
No, they did not get it from us.
He's like, well...
The fates have taken it from us.
He's like, well... Guess
the
what?
fates have taken it from us. I had to fucking figure out what voice I'm in tonight.
What is with your voice? It's weird. He's like, no. He's like, well, I guess what side of what side of history you want to be on is, I don't know. That might be good, might be bad. He's like, Constance is still out there. I don't know where she is. And he like does like the cross my heart thing. He's like, and I don't know where everybody else is. He's like, I had a job to do here and I failed. And he's like, I don't know what you guys have planned for me now, he says, but I'll do whatever. He's like, I know I'm gonna pay for this. He's like, but whatever we can do to reduce that payment, I'll do what I can.
Your Majesty.
Austin, I see you rolled an insight check.
Yeah, I'm just checking this guy, everything he's saying.
Yeah, you rolled a 26, and he's telling you the truth about everything.
Have you? One of the things that concerns us is that Kronog is being used against his will or even his knowledge.
This guy had evidence of that before as well.
So you tell him that, like, what happened to Kronog, like that he was. He says, yeah. So I don't know, but if I had to guess, I'm guessing they're just trying to. That whole move was probably just a way to sully the good name of Stone Shore even further, you know? If they can get allies wherever they might be from. You know, you got a murderer from Stone Shore working for the king. You're trying to take the king down. Probably not a bad way to go about pumping negative opinions.
Is there? I turned to Ace and Braddock and asked them if there's any way we can check his memories or his mind to see if there's any gaps like there was in Kronog.
I mean, I can think of I can make an insight check, and because I know there's spells or Arcana check. I mean, I know there's spells out there, but I don't have them. I got a 24
on an Arcana check. Are you
yes?
So like. I mean,
if I can identify detect thoughts, I can go talk to the wizard and see if he might have it.
Yeah, I mean,
second level spell.
You can see if, like, you could definitely bring this guy, or you could.
There are some spells, but
if you want she's like the captain's.
I
like,
wouldn't know them.
The captain's like, do you want me to go get Taryn? See if he can help us. He's the wizard guy that's in town.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. He may have a spell that could help.
She goes,
I can't read minds.
She goes, okay. She goes, yeah, I'll be back right quick. She goes, don't make me regret leaving you guys alone with him. And she takes off in the direction.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and it's not going to take her long. It's going to take her like 5 minutes to get him there and back. So
yeah. At this point, Ace turns back into himself since this guy spilled the beans. He doesn't like right in front of him.
Fuck! What? No.
How are ya?
Yeah, he does that.
He's like, I've been better. He's like, I'm guessing you heard. That's not like a thing. Like you're not, like you know. He's basically like you. He's like, that was just you. He's like, okay.
That was me, yes.
Yeah.
The whole time, you had not a clue. I, the master of disguise.
It's like, yeah, sorry. I was a little preoccupied with the rather large man threatening me.
That's the Penn and Teller effect. I like to use that whenever possible.
He's like, yeah, but wasn't one of those guys supposed to shut the fuck up? Like the little one? Like he never talked,
yes,
right?
but we have the opposite. We have the big silent type and the little loud one.
He's like, well, that's kind of cliche. I saw this movie where this kid licks a pole and it gets stuck, and they had one of those guys. I didn't
I'm fine with being cliche.
Yeah, I can't.
Because that little guy couldn't shoot what I could shoot.
He's like, yeah, okay.
And he just kind of points his crotch at him.
That big guy couldn't pound what I could pound.
At this time, the captain comes back. He says, with Taryn, he's like, what's going on? He's like,
nothing.
No, no, this is the wizard. He's like, what, Captain, Captain said you needed me.
Yes, we are trying to recover memories from this gentleman here. Do you have any spells that could aid with that?
He's got detect thought. He's got detect thought. I don't even know if it's a ritual spell, but I'm gonna say it is right now. And he's like, yeah. I mean, I can. It's gonna take me a minute, but
He can delve into his thoughts if the guy allows
Right,
him without
so-
a check.
yeah. He's like,
It's great for reading surface thoughts.
It's
It's
the-
fucking great in interrogation. But
yeah.
in this case, it would not have helped. A
Right,
ton.
but like, so you explain that if this guy allows him, right, he can get more. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So this guy knows that he needs to be in cooperation mode if he wants any chance of coming out the other
Seeing
side
the sun.
any kind of favorably, right? So he's like, just do what you got to do, get it over with. And so Taryn does his thing, and he's basically like going through this guy's head, and he's like saying shit back to you. And I, Adam, believe I told you everything I wanted to tell you. If I remember I forgot something between now and then, I will let you know. But yeah, so basically, what you got is the guy from the prologue that got executed. Found out that the king was into slaving and slave trading, wasn't cool with it, was gonna, bring it to the kingdom, and the king knew how well loved the Alfred Booth was. I gotta keep saying his name so you guys remember it too. They knew that the kingdom loved him, right? He was charming in the best way possible, right? He's like fucking Steve Irwin or fucking Tom Holland, right? Like everybody loves him. So he knew that if this guy said this shit, people would buy it, and it wouldn't be good for him.
Yeah.
So he had him executed. You know that the king took pieces of him and gave them to 3 people on the first wave to spread out in an unfamiliar land. You know that his family has been using magic to track those pieces down and or hurt the kingdom of Stone Shore because in their eyes the head of that kingdom took it from them, took something they care very much about, and they're trying to right wrongs and maybe get some vengeance along the way.
I got that 100%. I love it. What we were looking for with the detect thoughts is any information on the colony that would have been blacked out, that he wouldn't remember from Dominate Person, that would be left over in his brain, that we could dig out, that he can't remember, but we can find with detect thoughts. And if we can't find anything, we can't find anything.
So let me.
But if we can find a trail to the colony, great.
A trail to the colony? You're in the colony.
Like the missing colonist.
Oh, okay. Let me invoke the retcon clause. I'll think about it in the next week, and if I come up with something I like, I'll give it to you. I may not, but as of right now, with this detect thought spell, this guy has spilled the fucking beans.
That's what I figured.
He says, this Terran guy, he's like, he doesn't know where Constance is. I got the impression that we probably need to find her. I don't know what she's up to. He's like, it sounds like from what you've told me that he's told you, it's everything. So he's like, what I do have is this though, and he's like, he does something magical, right? I'm doing DM fucking power, and he takes his wand and puts on a piece of parchment, and he puts, and it's probably unnecessary. Well, at least for Braddock and Ace, it's necessary. But as far as Nitsua, he doesn't need this. But it's basically a photograph of Constance. And Constance, or Nitsua, you would know her. She was like a nosy old biddy, like a fucking busybody who was all up in everybody's bullshit. Nitsua, you would know her, but you probably weren't a fan just because she was nosy. And like think of her much like Varys, but like less suave. She was more like a cranky old bitch, but was in had her fingers in everybody's pies. But yeah, Austin, Nitsua would definitely know her whole deal. Yeah, so you guys have got everything.
She's like an old hag that ran the orphanage rather than Varys with his little birds.
Right, yeah.
Hers are beat into submission, and I'll give you porridge if you give me secrets.
If you knew her, you would definitely know that she's not great. And knowing all your characters the way I do, I can't imagine her and Nitsua would have been tight, nor that he would like her. So, unless you guys have any other things you want to do with this guy, or say to him, I don't know what you want to do with him. I don't have much else. I just wanted to
I've
get.
got something to say.
Your
What's
Majesty,
Yeah.
the floor, I
Nitsua
believe,
would,
is yours.
Nitsua would stand up and take out a sword,
Okay.
and he would look at this dude. What's his name?
His name is Tipton Langley.
Tipton Langley. I sentence you to death for treason, for corroborating crimes with the crown, and for slavery. I commute your sentence every day, and it will be carried out the moment that I find that you are continuing to cooperate in this evil and not fully supporting both the captain and the people of Shoebill Coast. Do you accept this sentence and plead guilty?
So just so I, Adam, know what you're saying, as long as he cooperates, he gets to live.
Yes.
Okay. Then
But he is under sentence of death.
Yeah.
That could be
Right.
cleared out.
It's play ball or die. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's like yeah. He's got it. It's like kind of wish there was a lawyer around here, but I guess you.
Braddock,
He
you're a
points
lawyer,
at
right?
he points at Braddock. He goes, I guess you don't probably give a shit, huh?
I'm a notary. Get it right.
Notary, that works.
What's a canotary? He's like, so do I stay here? Am I going? Are you taking me in? What are we doing?
Is there a jail or somewhere we can put him?
Yeah, I assume there's some, like at least a brig of some sort. I know that's a boat thing, but yeah, there's something. I don't really know which building it is.
The land brig.
The land
For
brig.
the stocks.
The
with him.
land brig. No, it's not stocks. I know that this guy doesn't deserve mercy, but I hate the idea of stocks because I always picture people out like in the middle of the night I don't picture them taking people like to a prison cell. I know the stocks is public humiliation, but I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, but like he's got and like if you guys want stocks, you can certainly have stocks built.
No, there's no. I don't feel there's any point to imprison you. You know what will happen if you try and run, or if you try and do anything. Your sentence will be carried out with mine own hand, the same as it carried out Kronox. For now, your mission is to support the captain and to tell her everything that you know. Tell her all the proofs of the slavery that you know, so that she knows everything that you do. And then you shall be her right-hand man, or your life will be forfeit.
He fully understands what you're saying. He is very surprised that you even though he understands the charges on the sentence, he is surprised that this is what you decided, right? Because like he's like, okay, he's like, what? He's surprised, right? Because I am also surprised that you put this little shithead in that spot, but Adam am very down with it. He's like, yeah, look, whatever it takes.
Do you know? Do you know of the light? Do you know of the Luxon?
He's like, no, I don't. Is that a religion thing? He's like, I'm not. He's like, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm a business.
It is something that I will also teach you about. I will teach you why the crimes that my father has done are so abhorrent to life, to every life. And that is also your punishment, is to know the evil that has been carried out and that you've helped hide. For that is that in some cases is worse than death. But through it, and only through that, can you gain redemption, which is what the light is. It is redemption and it is potential. And even though your past deeds are evil, you have the potential for good.
He says, whatever you say, and he's like, you got it, and he extends a handshake to you, but he doesn't expect you to take. But it's and he knows his word. It probably isn't worth shit to you guys. The only reason you probably think he's going to do what you say is because of the cost. But he extends a hand just as because it's the traditional sign of a promise, right? Do you shake it?
Not today. Maybe someday soon, once you've proven yourself.
He drops his hand and he says, okay.
Ace is going to raise his wand and look at Braddock and say, Braddock, do you think he deserves to live?
No.
And he's going to aim and fire.
Before you do this.
Okay, that's fine.
The captain is like, you have a wand drawn.
Yeah.
She hears Braddock and she goes, hey, hang on, man. She's like, I know that we've kind of been working as a team here, but this guy over here outranks us. And
I didn't say you should kill him now.
She goes, that's fine, and all. He looked like he was ready to pull the trigger. She's like, I don't know, this guy's not done being useful either. She's like, if Nitsua here is cool with it, I'm not gonna stand in y'all's way. She's like, you guys have helped me out too much for me to be. I'm just saying, think about it first.
Fair.
She's like, if that's what y'all want to do, let me know.
Sometimes
and I'll take a walk.
Just offer another option.
I get it. She's like, just know that, like,
and you must remember, as far as I'm concerned, there are two princes in this room. And he looks at Braddock.
I thought I said the spin doctor.
I was gonna say two princes here before you.
He calls him the Prince of Darkness.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I dig it. She's like, look, I get it. I respect y'all's thing you got going on. You deserve all the rope to hang yourselves with. All I'm saying is, I can't be a part of it. I'm gonna take if that's what you want to do. You tell me. I'll take a walk.
Braddock has decided not yet, so I guess not yet.
She breathes a sigh of relief. She's like, okay, cool. She's like, you can tell that, like, the thought of executing a dude on spot was not sitting well with her, but she also knows, like, sometimes jobs have to be done. You know? Like, sometimes you gotta put a dog down, right?
And Ace is very much, in these scenarios, he's a gun, not a decision maker.
Yeah, he's one happy.
He leaves it up to others.
Right.
Maybe remember that, Braddock, before you just go start saying, do it.
No, yeah, Ace will do it.
I didn't say do
Ace is going to listen to both of you.
Guys, we know damn well that is not what Boz said, because he would have went, do it.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to stop here, boys, because you guys were nice enough to hook me up till 9:45, and I